Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult is one of the most iconic, well-known songs that almost everyone has heard. I say that because there are a lot of people that haven't heard a lot of stuff. Um, I, however, got a different take on it when a friend of mine gave me his, opinion on what it was about. Um, Gregory, do we know what year the song came out?
It came out in
So I'll read the lyrics real quick while he's looking at that. So, all our times have come here, but now they're gone. The seasons don't the reaper, nor do the wind, the sun, or the rain. We can be like they are. Come on, baby, don't fear the reaper. Take my hand, don't fear the reaper, and we'll be able to fly. Baby, I'm your man. That's the part I want to focus on. We will read the rest later. Have you got it come off their 1976 album, so
yeah, yeah, 1976. I was two.
76.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to read there in the just for what the or what was the quote from Mr. Buck Dharma,
Let me.
which was the songwriter.
Yes. All right. So his take on this, he said, I felt that I had just achieved some kind of resonance with the psychology of people when I came up with that. I was actually kind of appalled when I first realized that some people were seeing it as an advertisement for suicide or something that was not my intention at all. It is like not to be afraid of death as opposed to actively bring it about. It's basically a love song where the love transcends the actual physical existence of the partners.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm not sure if they can see that or not. You can see that pretty clearly, Greg.
Yes.
So it says when I looked it up on Wikipedia, "Don't Fear the Reaper" is a song by the American rock band Blue Oyster Cult, 1976, Agents of Fortune. The song was written and sung by the band's lead guitarist Donald Buck Dharma Rosier. The song deals with the inevitability of death and the belief that we should not fear it. It was written by Dharma while he was contemplating his own mortality after being diagnosed with an irregular heartbeat at a very young age. So he imagined what would happen if he died, like we all do. Would his prevail? The song also transcends one's physical existence on the earth and is considered a semi-love song. And because he put Shakespeare's reference to Romeo and Juliet, a lot of people took it as it was about suicide. I think that's what he was referring to in that quote just there.
Yes.
And despite the dark theme, the song suggests a transmutation of fear into acceptance, hinting at a profound truth in the spectrum of human experience. Love is the alchemist that transforms the darkness of our fears into the promise of enduring connection. So it says essentially it's about the inevitability of death, the foolishness of fearing it, and the power of love to transcend our physical existence. It's a song that encourages people to live their lives without fear of the unknown. I agree with all that. Um,
100% agreed. If you spend your life fearing death, you can't ever truly live because you're always going to be holding something back. You're going to be, you know, risk averse to the point where you don't want to step outside your comfort zone. And very few of our greatest, if you think about it, if you look, I was thinking about this earlier today. If you look back on your life and all of your greatest memories that you've had, very few of those memories were created inside your comfort zone. It's almost always when you step out of it. Um, Also, uh, this is something I don't think a lot of people have touched on, and Danny was the first one to bring it to my attention, is the nature aspect, where he's talking about the seasons don't fear the reaper. Summer, fall, winter, spring, they all they begin, they have their time, they end, next season comes in. Animals, they will protect themselves. They will
they
act
have
to
a they
not
have
let the
they have a survival instinct.
yes, they have a survival instinct, but when it comes to like protecting their young, they will fight without fear. When it comes to if they are starving for food, they will take any chance possible to acquire it. So yeah, and
They
when they're
don't
time,
fear death. They do have a strive to stay alive.
yes, they have a
And
drive to
like
stay
you
alive.
said,
Yes,
also some animals are born just to die. Uh, Salmon pretty much are born just to make that huge swim to reproduce and then to die. There are oh man, it's like a kind of like a moth that literally lives for no time. A fly doesn't live long. They say that I feel like they
the
live way longer
mayfly.
than what they say.
I think you're thinking of a mayfly. It lives less than 24 hours. It's born, it flies, it reproduces, it dies.
Yeah, I mean uh, caterpillar becomes a butterfly, and um, that's kind of like a transmutation in itself. Um, so, but what blew me away was the nature aspect of it. Like I said, the first verse, the seasons don't fear the reaper, nor does the sun, the wind, or the rain. And we talk a lot about the animals being connected to nature and everyone being connected. As a big Tool fan I am, they sing a lot about transmutation of into the next part of life where we're, you know, our clairvoyance, like we'll be able to fly. Don't fear the reaper. I mean, we'll be like we can be like they are, like the animals, where they don't live in fear of death, and they don't. This is not a part of DNA. I think this is a man-made concept that we have constructed in our own minds throughout the years. But
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. I mean, I
there
thought
are
that was interesting.
yeah, because there are institutions that benefit greatly from a populace that lives in fear, especially if they tell you that they are the key to letting you know, hey, when you die, if you follow us, everything's going to be okay. But like, if you're a part of nature, you realize that death is the inevitability of every life. So why fear it? Just embrace it. And like, even though death is the inevitability of every life, death is not necessarily the end of your journey. So
That does not right. And to not question that doesn't mean you don't believe in it. I think belief is bad in itself. It's okay to strongly have opinions about something or feel strongly or passionate about something, but to believe something that in a way that your belief cannot change because that's what you believe is just not the way the human body works, because we all change our minds all the time. Like, I love this. Without rain, nothing can grow. Learn to embrace the storms in your life.
yeah.
I just think, bad has always been a part of life to make you understand good. And not questioning afterlife does not mean you don't believe in it. So,
The one of my favorite sayings came from a very brilliant man that was introduced to me by a very good friend of mine. Who said the things that were drowning you were in fact teaching you how to swim. So, like, a bird's first step outside the nest is terrifying because they don't know if they're going to fly. Like, if you think about the mechanics of a bird flying, reading the Earth's magnetic field, air current, stuff like that, it's terrifying. There's a bunch of stuff there, but they do that instinctively, and they take that leap knowing that they just, and it happens sometimes. Sometimes they just go straight down and they never go back up. But other times they soar, and that's the rest of their life from there. They own the skies. So you have to be willing to jump out of the nest.
I think, to sum it up, the unity of everything. That there's a line near the end. Um, Love of two is one here, but now they're gone. And the last night of sadness was clear; she couldn't go on. So the love of two is one. Is now one is the most loneliest number, and two is the only one that this three is a crowd. So yeah, it's just and the they're all together in eternity. 40,000
Yes.
men and women every day. 40,000 men and women every day. Another 40,000 coming every day.
Mm-hmm.
We can be like they are. Come on, baby, don't fear the reaper. I mean, yeah, it just seems very much about transcendence and acceptance and unity and love. So,
And if you listen to the song, like, it has a very sort of uplifting vibe to me. It feels
yeah,
transcendent. So basically saying, yeah, shed all of that fear because it's doing nothing but weighing you down. I also want to say that this is the song that is referenced in the Saturday Night sketch about the cowbell. The song was done in one take. There was one overdub at the end, and it was the cowbell. That became part of the Saturday Night Live sketch about more cowbell, which was silly. But if it introduces more people to the song, and they can actually take those lyrics to heart and think about it, then that's a good thing. So I love the idea that it's a song that can be enjoyed on the surface as an uplifting piece. Its history can be used to create comedy that can make people laugh. But when you look at the lyrics and you listen to the music and you really think about it, it's a beautiful song about the eternal experience of human life. You know, how it really truly never ends.
So I like to little saying I came up with is stop counting the days, make the days count. I think this song sums that up very well. And we're all connected. We're not islands. So much love to everybody. Mental health is real.
Let us know in the comments what you think. What you think of our analysis? What do you think of the song? Maybe would you like us to do a reaction to it? Just let's talk music. Let's talk life. Down in the comments. Let us know.
Much love, everybody. Don't fear the reaper.